about today. Before we dive in, if you get any value out of this video, I'd like to ask you all to subscribe. Without further ado, let's just dive right in now. I want to highlight this article from the BBC. Cryptocurrency, treat investing as gambling, MP says. Now it says, MPs have urged the government to treat retail investment in cryptocurrency, such as Bitcoin, as a form of gambling. How do you all feel about that off bat? Their value could change dramatically and consumers risk losing their entire investment, characteristics closely resembling gambling, the Treasury Select Committee found. It also criticized abandoned plans for the Royal Mint to create a non-fungible token. The Treasury told BBC News it did not support using gambling regulation. The risk posed by crypto were typical of those that exist in traditional financial services and its financial service regulation rather than gambling regulation that has the track record in mitigating theme, a Treasury official told BBC News. So you've got two different opinions here, you all. I want to know which side you're on. Pretty much you've got one side that's saying it's pretty much like gambling and you have a risk of losing everything, and another side that's saying it's pretty much like stocks and we should treat it that way. What is your opinion? My personal opinion is obviously, doesn't matter what you do, everything is risky. And I kind of agree with the latter. I don't think that cryptocurrency is any more risky than any other like financial service or anything else. So I want to keep that in mind. I like how it says lose everything, like, you know. The committee said unbacked crypto assets, typically cryptocurrencies with no fixed value, exposed consumers to the potential for substantial gains or losses while serving no useful social purpose. These characteristics more closely resemble gambling than a financial service, the MPs added. Gambling helpline charity GamCare told the BBC that in the past 2 years it had heard from more than 300 people who said they were struggling with investing in cryptocurrency and other forms of online financial markets. Haven't we all, you all? There's probably a certain amount of people that have had success, like a very, very small, minute amount of people that have had success investing in cryptocurrency over the last, year, 2 years? So yeah, of course. Research cited by MPs found 40% of new Bitcoin users were men under 35. Perfect. Commonly identified as the most risk-seeking segment of the population. Whatever you want to call it. Castle Craig, a rehab clinic specializing in treating people with addictions, put us in touch with a young man who had lost heavily on crypto. You haven't lost anything until you sold, right? So that's what's important here. And that's why I always recommend not investing everything you own. Yeah, you get caught up in the whirlwind, the hype, the lights. It feels good. But you can't invest more than what you have, right? The former gambling addict told BBC News that although he had given up gambling, he had turned to crypto. In my head, I just thought, this isn't gambling, it's just an investment. But clearly, it wasn't, he said. So, I don't know, man. This kind of seems fake now. But you see how it's kind of getting set up. I haven't even read this article yet. This is the first time. But you see how it's getting set up to be like, I invested in crypto. That's where we're headed to. He said he had lost about $150,000 investing in crypto. Yet again, you only lose when you sell, including money he had borrowed. That's where he messed up. And that checking his phone to see how the market had moved had become an obsession. It is for all of us already. There was no break at all. I was on my phone constantly watching it and I just couldn't sleep, he recalled. That's just like stocks. People do that with stocks. He said he supported the approach of the committee. Crypto stuff is gambling, he said. You can lose everything you've got. I feel like I just read a children's novel. Former sports minister and gambling campaigner conservative MP Tracy Crouch welcomed the report. At the moment, crypto feels like a Wild West town with no sheriff, she said. Oh, Never mind. I'm not even going to say what I'm about to say. However, I'm sure if properly resourced, the Gambling Commission could bring some order into this complex, risky, and often confusing area that has unwittingly sucked in consumers by marketing them via sports, such as football, giving a pretense of fans and others that they are safe and protected. Crypto sponsorship has been widespread among football clubs, but those in the Premier League recently agreed to end gambling sponsorship on the front of their shirts from the start of 2026. This was a voluntary move and not required by regulation. The report gives little detail on what gambling regulation applied to crypto might mean. MP Harriet Baldwin, chairwoman of the committee, said the report recommended that sort of the speculative luring of people into buying particular cryptocurrencies was treated like gambling. She said the committee had heard a lot of evidence of how football clubs are using this as a way of taking money off of their loyal supporters. So, honestly, you see the two sides here, right? You see the sides that they're pitting kind of against each other, right? Because if you go up here, where is it? I can't find it right now. But where it gave the statistic that it was... Okay. Research cited by MPs found 40% of new Bitcoin users were men under 35. And just retracing and looking back on that, 40%, that's not even the majority. So you see how it's shaping this from the very, very beginning. How can you even say that? And then, of course, it's... what is it? Conservative MP Tracy Crouch, or MP Harriet Baldwin, chairwoman of the committee. She said, I don't know if this is on purpose, what's happening, but I feel like this is just something is brewing. And I don't know what it is, but I'm not going to get too deep into that because we're going to talk more about crypto. In February, the government asked people to comment on proposals for the financial regulation of crypto assets. But the committee said the government plans to regulate cryptocurrencies as financial services would create a false impression they were as secure as traditional investments. A halo effect that lead consumers to believe that the activity is safer than it is or protected when it's not. Just like any investment, just like any stock, just like anything you buy. The committee's report noted surveys suggesting about 1 in 10 people in the UK hold crypto assets, most investing in cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. What does that tell me? Only 10%? That's beautiful. That means we have more audience to gather in, which means there's more opportunity for growth in the future. This is beautiful. The most mentioned reason for holding crypto assets was they were a fun investment. And of course, they probably take that to the lawmakers and be like, see, they're only doing it for fun. It's only for the rush. It's all men 35 and under. And they are the most risk-seeking segment of the population. You see? That's just how I feel. Do I think cryptocurrency is gambling? No. I think it's more like stocks. Is it risky? Yes. But it depends on what your plan is. Can you lose all your money? You only lose when you sell. I've already said this 1,000 times. So, like I said, the story seems a little fabricated. Tell me what you think. I'm Uno. If you made it this far, you have a beautiful soul. Guys, go check out my community page. I do polls. I post other stuff about crypto. I do videos about scams and Manosphere videos along with my playlist. Go check that out for more content. And please help a small YouTuber out. Once again, if you made it this far, thank you and have a good day.